Hi bakers, welcome to the video tutorial for the Sweet TwoMorros Kitchen cookie kits. I'm Chef Amanda and I'm going to show you how to decorate your cookies. Make sure you start with reading your directions that you'll find in your kit. You will also find your cookies, icing, sprinkles, and toothpicks. First thing we want to do is to knead our icing bags. Knead is just a baker's term for mixing your ingredients by hand. So what you want to do is just squish your bags around to knead the icing together, just in case there was any separation, which is totally normal. Next, you're going to want to cut a very tiny hole in your bags. Remember, you can always make a bigger hole, so you want to start very small. And now it's time to get creative, and remember to have fun. The first cookie I'm going to start with is the sun shape. And I like to put my cookies on a plate so that instead of turning the cookie when I'm decorating, I can just turn the plate. I have my yellow icing, but remember, you can be creative and decorate your cookies however you like. The first thing I'm going to do is just pipe along the exterior of the cookie. So I'm going to just very gently squeeze the icing. And if you're having a hard time getting the icing to come out, try cutting a slightly bigger hole. Now that I've outlined the cookie, I'm going to fill it in. And this is where your toothpicks will come in handy. Now, just squeezing a little bit harder on the bag, I'm going to add icing to the inside of the cookie. Now, I know that looks a little crazy, but you're going to take your toothpick and in a circular motion, you're going to just wiggle the icing around to fill it in. And if you think you need more icing in some spots, you can just squeeze more on top and then wiggle it in. Now to smooth out my cookie, I'll either tap the cookie gently down onto the plate or tap the plate. And that will flatten out the icing on top. You can also use your toothpick if you have air bubbles to poke them and pop them. Cookie. I have my ice cream cone and I'm going to use the yellow to make the cone. Now that I've outlined the cone, I'm just going to fill it in the same way I did the sun. And now with my little bit of brown icing, I'm going to draw lines in the cone. Looks like I need a little bit bigger hole. Now I'm going to tap the cookie because I want the brown to sink into the yellow. Now I'm going to take my pink icing, because I want this to be a strawberry cone. I'm going to outline my cookie. Like that. And now I'm going to fill it in. Just going to fill in the top half first. Now I'm going to take some of the sprinkles that you found in your kit, and I'm going to put them on the top part of the ice cream. Now I'm going to fill in the bottom part. And when I fill in the bottom part, I'm going to put some extra thick icing. Like that. Now I'm going to take my toothpick and I'm going to pull it down a little bit and make it look like the ice cream's dripping. You could get creative with your brown icing and add some chocolate fudge to the top of the ice cream cone. Yum. And maybe you want to put a few more sprinkles. Maybe even a little cherry on top. Now let's do the watermelon cookies. You should have 2 of them in your kit. So we're going to need our green frosting. And with the green, we're going to make the rind of the watermelon. So we just want to go along this bottom edge here, along the sphere, not on the straight edge. Your toothpick and wiggle it around. Now I'm going to take my yellow and I'm going to do 1 line inside the green. Just like that. And I'm going to give my cookies or my plate a little tap. And now I'm going to add my pink. For the pink, I just want to seal off the top over here so the icing doesn't run down the cookie. Like that. And then I just fill them in the same way I've been doing. Now I want to let these watermelons sit for a little bit before I add the seeds. In your kit, you're going to find 2 sunglasses. You need to just decide what color do you want your sunglasses to be. I think I'm going to make these green. So the first step is going to be to outline the sunglasses. You want to make sure you leave a hole in the middle, and that's where the black's going to go. So first I'm just going to go around the rim in my green. And now I'm going to make that green a little bit thicker by going around again. This time just inside the line I did. Now I want to seal off here, just like that. Now I have a space where the black will go, but I think it's a little too big. So what I'm going to do is do one more line inside each. Just like that. And now you can wiggle your cookie or gently tap it or tap your plate. Be careful if you tap your cookie not to break it. Sometimes it's better just to wiggle it like this. Okay, now that needs to sit for a minute or two for the green to get a little crusty, and then we can add the black. Now I'm going to work on my big flower. So I'm going to make my big flower pink. First I want to outline my petals. So I'm going to start with my bag in the middle and put a little dot. Now from that dot I'm going to come out to each petal and make its shape like that. It's like a big teardrop. Okay, now my petals are done. Now I need to fill them in. Now, if you don't want to use your toothpick, you can just squeeze a lot of icing in each petal. Just make sure it doesn't overflow off the side of the cookie. You want to keep it inside the lines you made. Now that all the petals are filled in, I need to wiggle the cookie around. Or you can use your toothpick. I'm just putting a little bit more icing in the empty spots. Now I'm going to take some of those sprinkles and I'm going to put them in the center of the flower. Like that. I'm going to let this set. Now I have my two little flowers. So you can get creative and do whatever you want. You can do them exactly like the large flower, or you could do maybe two colors. So for this one, maybe I'm going to outline it in yellow. And then I take my pink and fill it in. And then maybe I want to use my toothpick and pull all that pink into the middle and swirl it around. How cool is that? And maybe I want to dip the tip of my petals into my sprinkles. Just like that. Can't forget about this flower. For this one, I'm going to do a green center. And I'm going to take my yellow and I'm going to draw a line. Like that. Now I'm going to take my pink and make a U around the yellow. Now that my cookies have been sitting for a few minutes, it's time to add those dark details. So first I'm going to do my sun. I'm just going to draw on some sunglasses. And I'm gonna give them a cool smile. Now my watermelon needs some seeds. So to make the seeds, I'm just gonna make little dots. Maybe you want your watermelon to be colorful, so you add sprinkles as seeds. Don't forget to fill in your sunglasses. And hey, check this out. You can add definition to your cookie by piping on top in the same color, like how I started to do on this flower. So I just go back around the cookie and outline over top of my icing once it's set a little bit. Pretty cool, right? Look at what I do to the ice cream cone. Add a little ruffle along the bottom. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy your cookies.